I just checked my mailbox and I have a couple of books coming actually from eBay that I thrifted off eBay. Ninth House is one of my faves. This is probably my second favorite. I think that The Secret History probably has to be the number one. It's like the queen of dark academia because it's Donna Tartt. This is a close second. Not even necessarily a close second. It's just it's different. It's still dark academia, obviously. I have only ever listened to this on audio. Since I'm writing dark academia, I feel like, and because I loved this so much, I feel like it's worth a reread. And I always get more out of a book when I read the physical book. It's all the Ivy League magic murder that you could possibly want. This was Leigh Bardugo's adult debut, and I've actually never read her young adult, if I'm being honest. So I've read this, I've read the sequel, Hellbent, and then I did recently thrift a copy of The Familiar, which I'll read at some point as well this October. I'm about halfway through my novel. You can see all my note cards there on the wall. Those are like my chapter summaries. I'm 55,000 words in, something like that. And the middle is always kind of like the slushy bit. Everything is kind of like, you have to start leading the reader to what will inevitably be the end, but you can't give too much away yet. It's the weird soggy bit, that's the middle. So anyway, I am excited to reread this. Okay, we have our first little mock-up of what these little passport stamps might look like. So we've gone from this little sticker, which I don't even think I said. It just looks too much like a wax seal to me, like the shape of it. And I didn't love that it was paper. I kind of like the idea of the clear ones because it's going to look more like an actual stamp since there's no background to it. Like these have obviously like a background. And they didn't say reading around the world. So anyway, we're going to fix this. I have 30 books here, I think. This is not all the ones I've read for that challenge. I think I've read like 35 or 36, but those 5 or 6 were audiobooks. So I don't have physical copies of those. So let's cut a few out and see what they look like. This is just printed on the clear Cricut paper, like the transparent Cricut sheets. They're 8.5 by 11. That's the size that you buy them in. You only get 5 in a pack, but for something like this, they're kind of perfect. So, and then I also printed them in different colors, as you can see, just in case I want to kind of match with the book cover or something. Hopefully it does look like it's just stamped in. I looked on Etsy and looked for an actual stamp, but I just decided I could make it at home and hopefully make it look just as good.
For the first time since stepping to the stones, she thought of Jamie Fraser with neither curiosity nor trepidation. But now, what did he say about my father? Did he mention my mother? Claire, Lizzie said triumphantly. It's in action, I'm Steve. I asked him, he said yes, Mrs. Fraser's name was Claire. And he said she was the most amazing healer. She got walks, and then sits the block here, right there on the spot. Mr. McNeil says the court will not sit again till Monday because the judge fell ill and the governor is coming to decrossed herself hastily in a trip for her mistress's casual blasphemy, but shared in her excitement. But Mrs. Smoots did say as her sons need the trip once before.
Okay, I think I'm pretty obsessed with the way that it turned out. So this is what I read for the USA. I wanted to read a Native American book, like from a Native American perspective for America. This is not the copy that I read. I actually listened to this one on audio, but when I was in, I think it was New Mexico, which is cool because she actually, Joy Harjo, she was the poet laureate for a couple years running, actually. She went to school in New Mexico, and when I was there just this past summer, I found a signed copy, and it's to Randy, which I think is hilarious because my name is Brandy. So it's very close. Anyway, there was no room on the title page because she signed it. There's another title page. And so I slapped it on here. Now, obviously, you can see that there's like a glare, that you can still see that it's a sticker, but I think it looks so much better than what was on there before. This one was for Brazil, but see how like before it was like a thick piece of paper, and now it's just like so much like, it's like cleaner looking. I don't know. And I feel like from afar, it's maybe kind of convincing, maybe not super up close, but I think it looks so much better than what was on there before. So I'm gonna do the other 29 books now. So I've just gotten a couple of emails about some books that I sold. I'm always putting books that I know that I'm like not gonna reread up on eBay or like Amazon Marketplace. This is the stack. The stack that sits next to the bookshelves is like the for sale stack. So I'm gonna pack up Death Valley by Melissa Broder. I love Broder. I really enjoyed The Pisces, which is just bonkers, in like the best way possible. Rachel Cusk, the first two books in her Outline trilogy. So there's Outline, which is the first one, Transit, which is the second one, and then Kudos, which is the third one. I'm kind of sad to give them away just because they're so, I love the sort of like Polaroid on the cover with like the white border and just like the black kind of sans serif font is just like so, I don't know, there's something about them that's just like so modern and simple and kind of like minimalist. They were okay. They're not something I'm gonna reread. And I ended up selling actually just the first two, so. I had asked for smoked salmon, which is like, you know, very thin, like the seafood version of deli meat. Anyway, this was the substitute, which is like thick cut slabs of salmon. Definitely not what I ordered, but I think I'm gonna be brave and do this Cajun spice. gonna give you guys a little, ooh, it looks kind of blue in the camera. Give a little update on this. I originally only listened to it. I think I've already said this. I am about halfway through, as you can tell, maybe a little more. I just get too distracted. My mind just wanders when I'm only listening and not like really engaged with the text itself. But I remember Alex pretty well. I remember her sass. That's probably my favorite thing about her whole personality. She's also very like resilient. I know we love our hashtag strong female characters, but she is like properly, you know, strong because she had to be, strong because she grew up fast, strong because she's been through a lot. Like she's very scarred psychologically. So she's very real, and I love that. But anyway, Alex is our main character, and she's basically plucked from like normal society, because they know that she can see ghosts, and so they really, Yale only wants her because of like the potential benefit that the university can have from her. And then Darlington is... He is so ingrained into the culture of the university. It's kind of a murder mystery. Alex is trying to solve that mystery. She knows that the secret societies at the university have some sort of hand in the murder somehow, some way. She's a woman on a mission.